guys, welcome to my channel. I did a Bride of Frankenstein look here, and I just used a handful of our SeneGence products, so a few go a long way, super versatile. Some other little tips and tricks that I have for you guys, so if you want to know how to do this look, keep on watching. Alright guys, so here we go, let's get started. I am going to want to do a little bit more of a lighter complexion for this. So I am using Dewy, which is my usual color, in the MakeSense Anti-Aging Foundation, but I'm going to add a little bit of our white concealer to it and see if that will lighten us up. So I'm just pre-mixing them here right on the cap, and I'm going to probably need more white concealer than I think, but I'm just kind of going to dab that on, and I want to create my first layer of my palette here by stippling it on. So I'll probably go over with a little bit more white concealer. You can also use Snow for this. I have a little bit drier skin, so I just want to use more of the foundations versus the ShadowSense for that. Blending towards the outer edges. After you've stippled on into the center is where you want it mostly concentrated. Now it depends how detailed you want to go for this look. I'm just going to do a basic set of stitches down the side. You could do a lot more with the neck, be super creative with it. So I'm going to add a little bit more of our white concealer. I love how creamy these concealers are, and you just keep adding a little bit as you go until you get what you need. So I'm going to go ahead and dab on the concealer with my foundation just so it blends a little bit better. And look, I already have the white streak going here. And that I have a trick for you guys of what you can do. It's just comparing the two sides. So you can see there's a little bit more of that white ghost-like effect, since we are technically a corpse. Next, I'm going to go ahead and conceal under the eyes. So I'm still using the lid here to blend and mix. It's the light concealer with that white I was just using, just like you would do with any look. And I like to use the F64 by Sigma. It's a nice fluffy brush to help you blend out. And you'll notice I put my product down below and then use the brush to get it higher up. So you don't want to apply product right underneath your eye where it will tend to crease more. To finish up the skin and eye areas, I'm going to use the translucid loose powder in Natural. Especially if you're doing like a Halloween look that you want to last. I unscrew the top here to get the product out onto my brush. Whew. And it'll also help with any of that under eye creasing. But again, it's just going to really help it set, especially if you have any oily areas or parts that you're going to touch your face a lot. We want to set those down. And we're going to move on to the brows, and for the rest of that and the eyes, there's really only a few products that you're going to need. Alright guys, moving to the eye area. I also like to use this blending palette when I'm working with ShadowSense, blushes, all that good stuff. So I will link that below for you. And you'll notice I just have the two colors. I'm getting my Bob Ross on here. I have the Onyx ShadowSense and the Snow. So I'll show you a couple different ways we can use that. I brushed up my eyebrows, and I am just going to go in with a nice angled brush to do the Onyx. So I want my eyebrows to be pretty bold for this look. And I like to do the outline shape first. And the great thing with this, especially the darker colors, you can really create that bigger brow if you want to be more bold. That's just how I kind of picture the Bride of Frankenstein, just having a nice, rich, bold brow. And then filling it in. There's a lot of excess product already here on the outline and on the brush. And I'm just kind of fluffing that up from there. I'm going to use now the snow, and I love using my Cinema Secrets. I just have this little refillable guy to clean off my brushes in between. So I'm still using that angled brush, and I'm going in with the white snow. And then I just kind of like dab it off to get the excess off, and we're going to highlight underneath to really accentuate that ghost-like appearance. It just has a little pop there. So now we have our shadows. So with both Onyx and Snow, I'm going to be able to pull those each off into my own palette here. And I want to create like a gray. So the nice thing about the shadows is they are super blendable. So now I have Onyx, Snow, and then I've made this gray color, which I'm going to use for my blending. First, I do want to do somewhat of a transition shade, so my go-to, you don't have to do it, is Mocha Java. So with the Mocha Java ShadowSense, I just pull a little bit off, and I do want to create just some depth to my eye, adding that transition. So I do little small circles, blending it out. And a transition shade does get covered quite a bit, so you just want to make sure it's blended up here at the top. And then we'll do the other side. So again, I'm pulling the gray, and that goes right underneath the Mocha Java. I want it to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to add some more Onyx onto my palette there. And I'm pretty happy with it. So we're going to go in with our black now, and I'm going to use just a slight bit of Snow with my Onyx. And I'm just going to make a line here. You almost want to kind of pat it in. So I'm deepening that gray, but I do want a firmer brush as I am creating more of that line. And I want to be able to control it versus a fluffy brush. And then it just adds some dimension there. Okay, so I cleaned off my firm shader brush, and I'm going to go in with just pure Snow. I just tap a little bit off of my brush, and I'm going to do a cut crease. So I like to start down here in the center and work my way up. So we're cutting all the way up to the gray there. And the ShadowSense dries from cream to powder, so your cut crease is not going to go anywhere. For liner, I like to use a very sharp angled brush here, and with that I'm just going to form my basic wing, and then we will continue to blow it out, so it's again a very dramatic look. Alright you guys, so both wings are on. We have a nice dramatic eye, and I don't know about you, but when I think of Frankenstein, I think of green. So I'm going to be using one of our latest colors, Palm Glitter, in the ShadowSense collection. This gorgeous, beautiful green, and there's some fun glitter, which I think is perfect for a Halloween look. And I'm going to take this rounded Sigma brush E34. It has a nice, firm, rounded tip there, and I'm going to drop some color right in there, and then you can blow it out, adding a little bit as you go, depending on how green you would like for the look to be. So this is just another extra bonus. I think it really helps complete the look, and you could even do some green borders, and again, make it look more like the Frankenstein color. So we're going to finish up with the stitches here, and we'll put on some lashes, and of course we'll finish with lips. Okay, so this is the time for stitches. So I'm going to show you guys a really great way to do this. If you're only working with, say, Onyx and ShadowSense, you can use your own red blush or eyeshadow that you have. I like that it's the cream blush because, again, it's going to dry down and it's super long lasting, but this is in the color Cherry. You can clean off one of those angled brushes we were using earlier, but I'm going to use this more precise one, and it's just tiny, almost looks like a nail art pen. And I'm just going to pull some of the color off and start to sketch out my design of where I want the stitches to be. And we're going to do red first because we want it to look like that flesh color, and this Cherry is super pigmented, so a little goes a long way. I'm actually going to add it to my palette just so I can work with it and really be able to control the color. And there's not really just one way to do this, but I think it will be really pretty if you follow like the natural lines of your cheekbones. So I'm going to start up here, coming out, and just making little marks like that. Now I do want a little bit less product, so I'm going to smudge this guy. And the red can be super faint because we're going to go over it. I did want to add a little bit of contour, so I went in with that same combo of Onyx and Snow that I had before. And I'm going to buff that out where you would normally put your bronzer. It's just going to look really cool when we finish and add the stitches here. So it is ShadowSense. You do want to work fairly quickly and do a little bit as you go to really blend it out. And then we're going to use the Cherry now to finish up our stitches. So a little bit of product really goes a long way. I'm tapping it off onto the side and creating the shape that I want for my stitches. So I'm just going to continue here around the wing. Using that same brush, I have it just kind of lightly cleaned off, and we're going to go in with Onyx first, and I'm going to use a super thin line, and we're just going to be accenting these to make them look a little bit more contoured and realistic. Alright guys, so now for Snow I'm going to use an angled brush just to get it super precise, and that's going on top of the black here. And there we have it. So then we're just going to go back in and do some across stitches. With that, using the Onyx again. I do want them to kind of curve as if they're naturally in place there on the face. Then you can do some fun ones like, I had some extra space there. Doing a fun X one. Now you can use the back of your brush, or I just have a much smaller little guy here. And this was actually a sample from Sigma, or it was a free gift. It's the EO5. Like, look how tiny that is. So I'm going to dab that in with the Onyx here. And just make it look like it's in the skin. So just adding more details there. finish up with lips, of course, we are going to use LipSense. We want it to last all day. So I have Blackberry. My lips are clean and dry. And I'm going to shake my LipSense. I want to get it all mixed together. And Blackberry in 3 layers with some matte gloss. And we're good to go. Use the tip of your applicator to help you make the shape you want. Fun fact with LipSense, you can't overline and it doesn't bleed. And don't forget inside the waterline. Looks good to go, so we're going to let that dry. We'll do 2 more layers, and I will show you the trick to make sure your hair also is Bride of Frankenstein. As always with first-time users, you do want to use Glossy Gloss. Once you get used to the new moisture, your lips are revamped, then you can do something like this. Matte Gloss is going to sit, mattify any color of LipSense. Also has the moisturizing shea butter and vitamin E in it. And we are good to go. It's not going to smudge or budge all night long. So I'm going to show you the hair trick here, and we'll be done. Okay, so I just kind of pulled my hair up with a pony here, did some bobby pins, added some volume up top here. But basically, you're just going to want an area here along the line, and I just tap some snow. I pull it off with my finger. This way I can control it. And I'm just going to add my nice little Bride of Frankenstein stripe. And you'll notice it kind of started to fade a little bit. So as always, do a little bit, do a little bit more, and add as you go. And like, look how cool is that? It's the same makeup you were just using on your face. You can make it as wide as you'd like. You can do just something simple. You can draw all the way through the hair. I think it'd be cute up here as well. So I just like how versatile all the products are, that we can use them in multiple ways. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, got some tips and tricks, and I can't wait to see what you guys are doing for your Halloween looks. I am booking, so if you're local to Arizona, I am happy to set up a time if you'd like to do a little makeup trial for your own Halloween look. Please subscribe and like this video, and I look forward to talking to you guys more.